Hello, everyone. This is Jim Okersinski with your Week 8 Screencast video. Got a lot to cover today. I'll try to be as brief as possible. We have now finished the review article. Grading will commence this week. We're moving into our very last unit or module for the rest of the semester. That is the literature review. So please, as I warn here in my announcement, read carefully, watch the screencast and any instructional videos that are available. This is probably a genre you have not written. It is different from the research essay. So I want to make sure that everybody begins the unit in a good place on this project. So this week, we're moving into the literature review. I'll get to the module in a second. On Friday, it'll be the brainstorming activity for this particular project, and then responses will be due on Sunday. Be aware this moves along quickly. We do have a couple of reflections to write the last week of the course. I do mention to everybody that this project, or I should say this course, ends quickly after Thanksgiving. So be aware there. So let me get to the module here, and you're going to see our typical structure. The important page here is readings, resources, and activities page. I have many informational and instructional videos on tips about writing a literature review, even borrowing from a video from the College of DuPage library where I also teach, excuse me, about how to search Google for source information. I have a video on writing quote sandwiches, which is really important as we move into the drafting and the proposal for this assignment. How to format MLA documents, works cited page. If you've never used EasyBib to help you form MLA citations, there's a video on that. Keywords helps you research. Link to the Moraine Valley Library, and also a citation guide from the Purdue Owl. So the link right to EasyBib itself. So those are important, and I'll talk about those as we move through the particular unit. Okay, so just to give you an overview here on the literature review project, I have several links built into this particular assignment. I do have a link to the Purdue Owl and writing a literature review, which is informative. I'll move along as we get through the units and talk a little bit about that. I already have two examples of what a literature review should read like, the structure, the purpose, the quote sandwiches, how we carry on a discussion. The literature review is much different than the research essay. The research essay typically draws on a thesis statement, making an argument, and then the source information is used to support that thesis. Usually, oftentimes, students grab quotes. Sometimes it's just a matter of cherry picking to use all the sources that are required, and then you use that to support, and the argument drives that particular research paper. In a lit review, it's the literature, it's the conversation around your topic. So I'm going to get to the topic real quick, and we'll talk more about the literature review as we move along. Your topic, your issue that you're going to draw on comes from the previous writing assignments. So that's going to be from the AI mirror essay, the genre you focused on in your review essay, or the cultural artifact essay. So your topic for research and writing in the lit review project has to stem from one of those particular previous assignments. I really don't allow some outside generic type research projects. You will get commented on it and you will get called out on it. So think about your review essay, what you reviewed, how do you expand that to a larger context. Usually a research question is where we start in a lit review, as opposed to a thesis. Could be your cultural artifact. Have many students write and research about their artifact, or even about the use of AI in the future. I've got a few students writing about that also this semester. And I say you will then create a review of the literature from 4 to 6 sources you compiled that provides a snapshot of the current research and or conversation about your topic. So I give you the structure of the literature review. It's kind of a straightforward between an introduction, the body will be your source information or the lit review, and then the conclusion. You'll see that structure demonstrated in the two examples and the due dates accordingly. So let me get back to the module here. I'm going to touch on the brainstorming your research discussion board 9. And this is where you can turn around and kick around your potential topic. Your artifacts essay, your media review, or your AI reflection is where you're going to generate some research questions to decide on how to go about writing a literature review about your particular previous assignment. All right. So that should get you started for this week. If you have any questions or issues, excuse me, allergies this fall are terrible. Please send me an email.